Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. My name is Kale. I'm incredibly influential.
And my name's Danny, and I'm highly successful.
Today is Saturday, the 5th of April, 2025. As we are recording this, Danny, I I have a confession to make to
What's
you.
that? What's that?
You know how earlier, like last year, right? I came out to you and I revealed my secret, which is that all this time I have been Ryan Gosling.
I vaguely recall.
Uh, you know, I have another confession to make.
What's that?
I'm I'm not just Ryan Gosling.
Oh no.
I am Steve. That's right. We're talking about the fucking Minecraft movie. Oh my god. Oh man. Where do we begin? Where do we even begin? I have a
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
They did say it. They did say that. Um Danny, I want to ask you a question. How many times did you laugh during this movie?
A few times. Not all the jokes were bad. There was a few decent ones.
I have There was one joke that I laughed at.
What's that?
Um it was the "Are you finished? No, I think he's Swedish" joke. That was it. That was the one thing in this movie. Oh no, sorry. The Technoblade Part 2. I didn't laugh at that, but I was glad to see it. Technoblade never dies, obviously. Um
Yeah, very cool that they got that reference in there.
yeah. But yeah, those were the only moments of joy I felt during this entire film.
I think that because my expectations weren't too high, and I wasn't like trying to like super overanalyze the movie. I kind of was just uh playing into it. I was like, you know what, I'll give it the movie a chance. And there was a couple moments that were like, like some of the jokes were like decent, but there were definitely a lot of jokes that like didn't quite hit for me.
I
Like I liked the joke where Jason Momoa was like, I'm a better sister to him than you'll ever be. You know what I mean? Like it was stupid, but I was like, I guess it's not the worst joke. It was all right.
um I guess we'll go back to the beginning. I took notes. Did you take notes?
No, I was watching the movie, silly.
Yeah. So to start, let me just read a something that I wrote down. I said initially I wanted to take a drink every time I cringed, but I knew there'd be kids there and I didn't want them to watch a man die of alcohol poisoning. Because I would have been dead by the first 30-minute mark. It was bad. It was bad.
I think that for me, the movie didn't make me cringe as much as the audience whenever they reacted to certain things.
Yeah, they kind of were like that one guy. Do you remember that one guy in like 2017 who was like, I'm Pickle Rick, give me Szechuan sauce, and he went to the McDonald's and he acted super Reddit, and he was like super Reddit. That was that was like
Yeah,
some of my audience.
yeah, like there was three moments in the whole movie where I think there was some really big reactions to almost to the point where I could not hear any of the lines in the movie.
We had a couple where I legit could not hear any. Which ones were they for you?
Well, I think it's probably gonna be the same kind of moments for both of us, but it's I Am Steve,
Yeah,
and then it's Minecraft,
interesting.
right? When they're that's like we're gonna mine, then we're gonna craft. Everybody exploded. They were like, wow, they said the thing.
Uh huh.
And then the third one was Alex, but you didn't see Alex, so
Yeah, so for me, we had a couple of cheer moments. Um the The main one was literally just when we like saw the Minecraft screen of like the loading terrain and stuff like that. But that doesn't even make any fucking sense because Minecraft is supposed to be like a real place, not like a digital world. So like the loading part doesn't make any fucking sense. So thank the writers who made this film were either like had only like 60 IQ points and are generally on the level of fucking like gorillas, or
Well,
that's just how much effort they were putting into it because it's a fucking Minecraft movie and it's gonna
it's
make money
a
anyway.
it's a bit tough in order to be 100%, I guess, true to Minecraft or true to the movie. So like I do see that you kind of like mixed it a little bit where there were some things I had a problem with. Like I think we talked about it like how I didn't like the kid, like the main kid in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh like most of the time he was fine, but the times where he was like actually speaking to other characters, he was very like whiny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially like the part with him and Jason Momoa right after the whole diamond thing that happens.
They didn't make him autistic enough either.
That was not my favorite. Also, I'm not a big fan of how he was like, "Oh yeah, creativity, blah 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 blah," and then they just let him have his custom crafting recipes, and I'm just like, well, to a certain extent, I'm fine with it, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
nobody custom crafting recipes. What are
Yeah,
we
that's
doing
not
here?
a thing you can do in the game. Thanks,
I don't care
Minecraft.
how
Great
I don't know
fucking job.
I don't care how creative you are. You know, if I put boots on top of my iron golem, it'll not activate.
Exactly. So, another thing I noticed was there was an editing fuck up. I don't know, maybe they patched it for you. You know how sometimes nowadays with movies, they're so shitty and unfinished that they'll literally patch movies,
Mm,
like day one patches.
it,
You
it is
saw it
funny, yeah,
after me,
but
I think. So I'm wondering if maybe they got that. But the Jason Momoa, right as they're about to go in the portal, he reacts before they say anything. Like he turns around and notices them before they say anything. And it's like they fucked that up. How do you fuck that up? How, like, no one on this movie was trying. No one. Like Jack Black was doing his silly little fucking voices. Jason Momoa was there to get a paycheck. Danielle Brooks, wow, what a fucking step down, right? Like I liked her a lot in Peacemaker. She's really great in Peacemaker. And in this she's showing up to get a fucking paycheck. Both of the fucking kids, I hope neither of them work in Hollywood ever again. I don't
like
care that the kid's like 11. I don't want him getting another job. Um
I didn't have as much problem with like all the other actors. They were like side actors, obviously, to like the main kid. Their acting wasn't great, but at the same time, it wasn't offensive. It was kind of just like, oh, they're there. That's fine, whatever. It's mostly, I think, the main kid that really kind of like frustrated me because it's like one of those things like how you were saying like those parts made me cringe. I think the most is whenever the kid was talking to like literally anybody on the screen, but especially the Jason Momoa stuff. Whenever it was him and Jason Momoa.
yeah, I mean, I didn't have too much problem with the kid actually. I think the problem for me was just more like the writing and like the lame bullshit.
Well, yeah, it's
Steve had a lot
definitely
of very
inviting.
cringe lines.
Uh, yeah. Well, it's just Jack Black. Let's just
Yeah.
it's just Jack Black cosplaying Steve, and that's
You,
fine, I
you
guess.
know what would have been a better movie? I'm going to pitch to you a movie right now, and I need you to tell me if it's better or worse than this. All
Hmm.
right? We open in a world of blocks. A man stands up. His name is Steve.
Hmm.
He looks around silently, fucking silently, and he recognizes that this world is unfamiliar to him. But he goes, he punches a tree, and he gets some wood, and he spends the day breaking leaves, eating apples, stuff like that, right?
Hmm.
And then it gets to nighttime, and throughout the day we recognize that he's kind of alone, right? There's not really anyone like him. Maybe he like goes around, um finds villagers, but like they don't really look like him, and they kind of don't really acknowledge his presence. So he's just like, well, I don't know, and he sort of leaves the village. Maybe he finds a dog, right? Maybe he finds a dog, kind of like in this one, or a cat, or something. Cows, sheep, etc. And then at nighttime comes. He hasn't built a shelter yet, but he finds someone who looks like him, sort of turn around, and he looks like excited, right? But then he
Hmm.
walks over, and it's a zombie, and the zombie turns around and tries to bite his fucking face off. But you know what? He manages to escape, and he digs himself a little hole, and he's in there for the night, cold and hungry and alone, but he's alive.
Hmm.
And I guess the main thing is that none of the fucking characters talk.
Okay. See, here's the tough part about making a movie for a property like Minecraft is that there are a lot of people in the audience of Minecraft that all want very different things. Like for me and for you, we're like older Minecraft players, right? We have been around, since the game was a lot more bare bones, right?
I think I started playing. What was the first update you remember?
I I remember I don't think they had like in cities. That was before Elytra's. Um, it was very 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 bare bones. Like just look up Minecraft on Xbox 360. That was pretty much like the
That was
edition
around
that we
when
were
you
stuck
started.
with.
That was around when you
Yeah,
started. Okay.
yeah, like
I
and that was like very far back.
I started around uh the pretty scary update. So around 1.4. So anvils, placeable heads, the wither, witches, bats, zombie villagers, wither skeletons, um, potatoes, carrots, pumpkin pies, um, all that. Right. That's when I showed up. So and like beacons and stuff like that. That's when I showed up to Minecraft. Was around then, and that was. Do you know what year that was?
No,
Uh,
what?
that was around October of 2012. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I've been playing for a long fucking time. I don't know what the most recent update was. Let's look, right? So that was 1.4.2
Uh,
in the we are in the winter drop, which was 1.21.4.
well, I see. I'm doing some research here. So Minecraft 1.13.2, I believe, is what it says the Xbox 360 was on, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about
And
right.
that says 1.13.2.
No, that can't be it. That
No,
can't be
that
it.
can't be right. No.
Yeah, no, because that was like shulker boxes. No, no, no.
Yeah,
You
that can't be right.
Minecraft
No,
for the
I'm
360
trying.
was it might have been like 1.5. 1.5 or
No,
1.6.
that was top comment, but it's not right. I'm seeing another guy say it's 1.12 point 1.12. Let me
No.
see.
No, that's still way too early. Or that's still way too late. 1.12
Mm.
was like terracotta and all that and illusioners. No, no, no. You were like 1 point. The first
No, yeah, this
hang on.
still feels too late. Yeah, I'm trying to look off of what oh no, it says okay. It says beta. Okay, so there's different versions of the 360 edition. It says that it started in beta 1.6.6 and then it ended in release 1.4.
Yeah,
Everything's what you said, right?
yeah. 1.6 is around where I remember Minecraft on the 360 being.
So yeah,
It's
1.4. So around the same thing I think you said, right?
yeah. It had all of the stuff of Java Beta 1.6.6. So pretty early on.
Mhm.
Not as early on as when I started playing, but uh, pretty early, pretty solidly in the early days of Minecraft.
Yeah,
And
but pretty
like
much.
point is we've
Mhm,
been playing
mhm.
for a long fucking time. We've been playing for a very, very, very long time. Baby zombies and horses uh were in 1.6.2. So uh Minecraft um right before Minecraft 360 came out. So you had the newest thing was like horses and shit. And I remember that being a pretty big deal. Horses and stuff was pretty cool. So, yeah, that was around where we were when we started playing. Point is, we've been playing for over 10 years. For me, it's been about almost 13. For you, it's probably been about 11, 10 or 11. So,
Something like that. Yeah.
yeah. So, pretty long fucking time. Minecraft movie, we're not fucking kids anymore, but
Well, yeah, that's
Minecraft,
kind of what I was saying, right? Is that they're catering more towards kids, and I get that that's like I guess the majority of users probably nowadays.
but it
But
shouldn't
but it
be
but it
because
is kind of like disrespectful, I think, to like the original fan base. Like they had a few like nods towards I guess older fans, kind of like things like Technoblade are things I think
even Technoblade's not
not like
like
super old, right? But he was like a part of like I think like the original Minecraft
no,
YouTubers, wasn't he?
no, he was too young for that.
Was he not?
Dan
Was he?
TDM, Dan TDM's was his cameo was probably more for us,
Dan
but
TDM, yeah, but uh, I did see like for interviews they did for Minecraft movie, they did have Captain Sparkles and Tommy in it together, which I thought was interesting. Like,
Sparkles did an ad for it.
oh, he did.
Yeah, I saw him do an ad for that, but
I
yeah,
do wish there was more like references to old Minecraft. I did hear people say that there was like a Herobrine reference during the Enderman scene. I think it's a bit of a stretch,
I
personally.
think so too.
Cause I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like,
Hero Brian
'cause-
should have been the fucking villain,
yeah, we
dude.
should have
Or
that.
back to my pitch. Back to my pitch, right? Obviously, you have to take out the Ender Dragon, right? Um, and then maybe there's like a pitch. Maybe the pitch is that Hero Brian meets up with the Wither, right? Or like Hero Brian builds the Wither, and that's like the end credit scene, right?
Well,
Does
have you
it?
seen like all the? There was a whole bunch of memes around. I think the time of Minecraft's like first trailer that
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that people made back in like 2014 for like Minecraft music videos. Now, like those were like cinematic stories, right?
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
lot of
Fucking
those,
Take
like,
Back the
a
Night,
yeah, Take Back the Night's a great example, right? Like,
Fallen
that
Kingdom. Mm-hmm.
yeah, the whole Fallen Kingdom series would Take Back the Night, Fallen Kingdom, Dragon Hearted, and I think Find the Pieces. I think are the four. That's probably
Yeah.
not the right order, but yeah, it's the four. But like things like that, right? People did as like fan projects. Like those are like really like thoughtful, compelling stories, even if they're just music videos.
Mm-hmm.
And like they really respected like the fan base, whereas like this is more catering towards. I understand like money is everything, but at the same time, I feel like you gotta respect the fans at some point too, right?
Yeah. So what I also did C418 or Lena Rain make anything for this stupid fucking movie?
I don't know. I do know they had a couple of the my a couple Minecraft soundtracks. They had I think the like default Minecraft soundtrack, and then they also had Pigstep,
I don't
which
know if I heard that.
Pigstep is the best music disc in Minecraft, in my opinion. So like, I'm fine with that.
Stall,
No, it's Pigstep
stall,
because it.
stall, stall,
Like, I
stall,
think
stall,
Stall might be
stall,
like you. You remember?
stall.
Do you know which part Pigstep was in? It was the flashback with they had Nether Got Talent. That was Pigstep.
I don't know. I guess I didn't remember hearing anything. I would have loved to have heard, yeah, so some Mark Mothersbaugh, he's made. Oh yeah, he was in Devo. He made Whip It. Whip It. Whip It Good. You know that one? Kind of a
Mm.
weird fucking choice. I mean, I guess he does a lot of synth stuff, but like why? 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 Like I don't need the guy from Devo to make my fucking
Yeah,
uh
but it's really strange how I think in films, especially like kids films, they really had it figured out like in like the 90s era, like in the 90s, 2000s, 80s era, right? Of like animation or just kids content in general, where they were able to make the show intelligent enough for people to watch it that were a little older, but it still catered to children mostly, right? You think of
dude,
a show like SpongeBob, right? SpongeBob has like some things that cater towards adults and some things that cater towards children, right?
SpongeBob was not 80s and 90s, I'm pretty sure, Danny.
Well, no, wasn't SpongeBob? Well, that's not exact the only example, but
You're
like
talking about the 2000s, which is better, I would argue.
well 2000s as well, right? But you think of I'm trying to think like the Disney movies, for example, like all the Disney movies. I think
Are we talking DComs or are we talking like theatrical release Disney movies?
I'm talking about like 90s Disney movies. I'm thinking, right?
Okay.
I
Give
I
me give me an example.
I'm trying to think. Isn't wasn't I think the Little Mermaid one of the ones where it had like suggestive dialogue and things like that.
Kind of.
Like I don't know. It's just like whenever they write
It
movies
had
or they
a
tell
couple penises
stories,
in the background. That
is
count?
that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it
I
had a
can't
couple
remember.
penises in the background. Like the architecture is very penis-like.
I the thing is I just remember like 2000s era. Maybe yeah, I think it is 2000s era. Like whenever kids content I guess it is a little harder to remember because I was also a kid back then, but I feel like it kind of respected children more and kind of gave them a little bit more credit to kind of figure things out themselves instead of just spelling it out for them to their face.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of like kids content nowadays is like it has to like tell you when things are funny, instead of you just kind of figuring it out.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's just really annoying.
Like I said, like I try not to like critique it too much because I'm just like, okay, I understand that it's gonna be a kids movie. I understand that.
Kids movies used to be good though.
I get that. I understand that, and I'm sad
Remember
that
the Goonies?
yeah, the
Hey,
Goonies.
you guys. Remember when the
I
Goonies were
do. I
good?
I
You
do
know,
recall. I
Joey
do
Pants
recall
was in it.
Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. You know Joey Pants. Everybody knows Joey Pants. He's
I
my
know.
Joey Pants. He's your Joey Pants. He's everybody's Joey Pants.
Yeah, but
Josh Brolin, Samwise Gamgee,
yeah,
Corey
but
Feldman, the Feldo, King Feldo, my boy. You know,
I was able to enjoy the movie for what it was, just because like I said, like I didn't try to see it as like a good movie. I just saw it as like a fun movie, right? I think trying to like see it from that perspective, it made me enjoy the movie a lot more. I was able to kind of like I guess kind of like laugh at some of the jokes, even if they weren't great jokes. And the few things that I did like notice that I thought were like interesting, I was like, okay, there's like a few references to like Minecraft things, right? Like the water bucket thing.
mm-hmm.
I was like, that's like a Minecraft thing that is a little obscure that they kind of included. And I'm like, that's cool, right?
I mean, nowadays water bucketing is pretty well known.
It's yeah, it is more well known nowadays than it used to be, but still, it's like it's a thing that I think the gamers can understand, even if you don't. So like it's for the people that actually play the game.
Yeah.
And like Spider Jockey and like Chicken Jockey are cool. I do think that they kind of downplay like how special it is in the movie because it's supposed to be like a really very unique thing in the game,
Yeah.
and like every single spider has a skeleton on it, kind of like
Did they
defeats the.
cheer when they said chicken jockey in your theater?
I'm sure they did.
It was so loud. I saw a chicken jockey popcorn bucket thing. Like the chicken was the popcorn and the zombie head was the drink. It was kind of cool.
There's some crazy thing. Like the part that it was the worst though is like when they said, first we're gonna mine, then we're gonna craft. Because the people in the back row, because I was like second to last row, but the people behind me, like the very very last row, they was like, "Oh my god, he said the thing. We're so back," and it was being so, and they were being so loud. I was like, "That's
It's
crazy."
very Reddit to be like cheering for this movie because it's
You
terrible.
and you know like that's why they sat in the back row because they knew that people were gonna turn, and nobody
Yeah,
can.
it sucks. Minecraft deserves better, man. But like here, back to the point that I was gonna make.
I think it's gonna do
Minecraft,
very well, like in the box office. I will. I think it's
it
gonna be
is.
very
It
special in the
already
box
is.
office.
It's already made back like most 2/3 of its budget. Um, but again, let's talk about this. Minecraft had its first like outward release, like coming out of like alpha and shit, in like 2011. Man, like it's out. But you could like get it in 2009, right? This game is older than Gen Alpha, who were like the main people who came to see this thing,
Well,
right?
yeah, cause
They're
I
making
re-
it for Gen Alpha. The time to make a Minecraft movie was 2000 fucking 15 at the latest. At the fucking latest. Right? And it wouldn't have aged very well because they 100% would have had Sky Minecraft and fucking Tobuscus and whoever the fuck in there, right?
Mm.
Um, and it wouldn't have aged very well. But
that's maybe another reason I didn't think about that. Why they didn't include as many cameos, right? Is because they didn't want, I guess, controversial people tied to it. I do think there are like some creators that have like throughout the years never had any controversy. I think
Sparkles,
Dan TDM and Sparkles. I think, to my
uh,
knowledge, both have never done anything. Maybe Dan TDM, but Sparkles definitely is like
no,
the most like.
TDM's fine. TDM's fine. Ant Venom's another one.
Yeah, I don't think Animatum's ever been anything,
Yeah.
right? Uh, Obviously, Technoblade. I, it's a nice.
Unfortunately, he died so young that he couldn't really have any controversies.
Well, like I just love whenever like big studios that have like these dedicated fans will do tributes like that. It is really really nice because I do remember they did a tribute in the pre-sequel for Borderlands as well, if you remember that.
Who did they tribute?
They also did a tribute in Borderlands 2.
Who are
They
they
did a tribute in both.
tributing?
So, do you remember that NPC that spawns in Borderlands 2? That it's like a random spawn around the map in like 5 different locations. There's like Michael Morell or something like that in
No.
Borderlands 2. That guy is a tribute to somebody I think who passed in between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2,
Uh huh.
and they said, okay, let's make a
Was it
tribute
like
in
a
game.
YouTuber or a developer or just some random fucking guy?
I don't exactly know. Let me see. It's Michael Mamaril. Let me just check.
Also, was the redstone red for you guys? Maybe the color grading was off in my projector, but it was orange for me. Like, did you notice that?
I thought it looked all right. I'll look at our
Also,
getting Minecraft ads on fandom.com.
did you notice there was fucking curved roller coasters in Steve's world?
Oh yeah, like the loop.
Yeah, they made an entire thing about or more like a cube because it's round. Got him. But then they fucking included that. Like I said, lazy motherfuckers.
I
Lazy
think
motherfuckers.
I think that the constraints of the game wouldn't make as good of a movie, so they purposely like bent the constraints whenever it was convenient to like
I don't
plot.
care. Make it good.
Which it's not great, but yeah, okay. I pulled up the thing here. So it says in Borderlands 2, there's an NPC that's named after a fan that passed away in between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2. It says it's October 2011. Wait, when did Borderlands 2 come out? Wasn't it before 2011? Wait, let me check.
I don't know.
Borderlands.
All right. So the Orb of Dominance is not like a fake thing.
Okay, yeah.
It's from Minecraft Dungeons,
Dungeons.
which nobody likes. So
Okay, it's
why would
it's
they do
difficult
that?
for me to keep up with the lore of Minecraft Dungeons. I didn't do that, right? I do think that for the longest time, people have been making fan videos about like Nether related like things, right? I think that like the what's it called, the Take Back the Night series has like a very like decent like Nether kind of storyline they tell through the songs, through the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just think that they should have done something like that in game at some point, right? Because there are overworld bosses and there's end bosses, but there's like nothing to do in the Nether, like boss wise. So it
I'll
feels
tell you
weird.
what there is to do in the fucking Nether is get your shit and get out because it's
Exactly.
boring. And they've made it worse by adding all these stupid fucking biomes. That's what's been the fucking issue with Minecraft is they didn't just fucking stop.
Well, I
There
don't
was a
like
point
the
at which they should have stopped.
no, because look, I do agree that the Nether is like not good, but I think that the biomes weren't a bad choice. I think that them like changing caves was also a good thing.
No,
I just think that a lot of the
caves
times
were fine.
they focus on like really niche things that nobody cares about when they could be adding like major content, right? Like imagine like a new boss or like a new like trial thing, right? They do have like the trial chambers they added to the overworld, but it feels like they keep neglecting the Nether every single time. I feel like the end is at a pretty good spot right now with the end cities and all that. It's just the Nether just keeps getting screwed over time after time after time.
I think there's some point in which uh Minecraft should have ended, and I think it was somewhere between um 1.8 and 1.9. Um the combat update, you know, with like the end cities, chorus trees, stuff like that, elytra, all that. Like I guess it's fine.
Well, like
It's whatever.
see, like that's the thing though, right? In between every like very niche update that nobody cares about, right? Like I don't care about pots. I don't really care about armor trims. They're cool, I guess. I don't care about sniffers. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. Occasionally, they will add something that's like decently useful, like the elytra. Like the
Mm-hmm.
elytra is like one of the most useful things they've added. But in
Yeah,
between every like useful thing they add, there's so much like niche like things that nobody cares about. Like why am I going across my Minecraft world to get pottery shards? Like
yeah,
am I that bored where I'm over here like assembling pots? Like what's going on?
yeah. The bountiful update was fine. Bountiful update was fine. I think update that changed the world was
The caves update I liked a lot. I because it increased the world height, increased the world like limit on the bottom and the top.
I no. I
It
think
added like
the way the
it
Minecraft
added
was fine.
it,
It was
it
fine.
added the deep slate and made the caves a lot more interesting because all the caves were like kind of like copy paste the same before. Now there's a little bit more diversity in caves and caverns and stuff. They have like the moss, they had like the glowberries. It made the underground a lot more interesting, I think. Which
No, it
it
didn't
was
need
it
to be. It didn't need to be. I strip mine, dude. I fucking strip mine. I
I
don't
strip
even go
mine
in
too,
caves.
but it's usually it's easier to find diamonds if it's exposed in a cave, and plus it's a lot more interesting to walk around a cave than it is to just mine in a straight line forever.
Well, I'm not mining in a straight line. I'm making a square and I'm going down. It's a good way to get stone, and with the stone, I can build up a tower on top of my strip mine, and it is taller, so I can hit the blocks of the sky way before I hit the bottom. So I've got this giant fucking massive tower for like whatever I want to do. So my strip mine is just underneath my little fortress, but I've got like a giant cobblestone tower that I can see for fucking miles and miles and miles, and it's fucking awesome. You know, that's great. I don't need the caves update. They've just added too much shit. It's like Terraria now. And I don't like fucking Terraria. If I wanted to play
Terraria
Terraria, I would play Terraria.
Terraria is a better game than Minecraft, in my honest opinion, and I will never stop saying
It's not.
this.
It's not. It's
Like,
not, and
like
Minecraft thinks that it is.
as
In
a base
Minecraft,
game for casual gamers, Terraria is better. As a sandbox game, Terraria is worse. But that's like where you gotta choose. What are you playing these games for,
I want a game
right?
that's good, so I play Minecraft, but I play like 1.9. 1.9 is great. But the worst part is, right? Like I'll play in like Bountiful Update, but then there's like something in the update right after. Cuz sometimes they'll add one or two things that I think are cool and just a bunch of other random bullshit that either makes the game worse and more complicated or makes it boring, right? So fucking the
Like I like
the
the update that added more interesting fishing. Where you can actually fish up things besides just fish, like name tags and whatever.
yeah,
That was a decent update.
like when they added the village and pillage thing, with the like villager trading bullshit, right? Like it's fine, I guess. But they added shit like campfires and scaffolding and bamboo. Those are all really good. Those are all really
Hmm.
good additions. So I can't like go back and play like there there is a mod somewhere. Someone could make a mod that includes all the best shit but keeps it about as complicated as it was in like update that changed the world, right? When they added the Mesa, Mega Taiga, Roof Forest, Birch Forest, Flower Forest, Savannah, Extreme Hills Plus, Deep Ocean, and Snowless Taiga. Like that was cool. And they added like Acacia and Dark Oak Wood. And they added like the different kinds of fish. Like that's perfect. Perfect.
Maybe
That's
what you could
about as
do,
complicated as Minecraft needed to be.
maybe what you could do is you could find like a mod that lets you play on current version, but it has old version world generation. That
You
way,
you don't need to do that. You can just launch the old version.
I know, but that way you could have like some of the features that you want. But I think the world generation stuff is like the things that you said you didn't like with the cave stuff, right?
The new mobs, the bosses, and all that shit. I don't like that either. You know, like who needed fucking? Let's. I mean, we got to go to the ad break here in a minute. But who needed sniffers? Who wanted sniffers in Minecraft?
Do you know like how sniffers got added? Right, they were a community vote.
Wow. So the Minecraft community is a bunch of fucking idiots. Who would
Let
have
let me
thought?
let
Who
me look
would
up.
have guessed?
Let me see sniffer vote. What were the options besides sniffer? Let me check.
I don't know, and it was probably stupid. Again, the Minecraft community
Let me
being fucking
see.
idiots is. I feel like an old man yelling at a goddamn cloud, but I don't care. All this shit is dumb. Who needed fucking
So yeah,
uh
so what they would do is every single year they would have a
yeah,
mob
a
vote
mob
where they
vote.
would
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they would present three mobs and they would vote on one, and they gave you like a little description of what each mob would do. I remember that's also how glow squids got added.
Yeah. Who needs an alley? Who wants
Allays
frogs?
Allays didn't really do anything. Frogs have the most annoying achievement in the game.
Like, who wants this stuff, man? Who wants fucking who needs fucking well that's the bees update. The bees update just basically just added bees. Um who needs fucking uh who 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 needed axolotls? Who needed goats? Why did we need goats in Minecraft? Why? What do we need? What do we
Like
need from fucking
sometimes
goats?
sometimes I do play Minecraft and I find something and I'm like, oh, I thought it was part of a mod, because it is kind of losing the plot quite a bit.
It is. It's all a bunch of fucking. It's all losing the plot.
Like there are things like how I've said and how you said that I see sometimes and I'm like, okay, well that's not a bad addition, right? Kind of like how they made villages unique to each biome, right? Like if you go to a snow biome, you're gonna get a snow village instead of a regular village, right? Like it's not like the same default village every single time. Like things like that, I'm like, okay, those are interesting changes. It kind of like makes the world a little bit more dynamic, right?
Yup.
But then there's like again like pots and things like that where it's like I don't know who cares.
Nobody cares. Stall. Now there's like a bajillion different fucking music discs, and now it's goddamn impossible to find fucking Stall.
Well, just make a music disc farm like I did way back on the 360. It's easy.
Like again, what is the point of this shit? What? Why? It's so much bullshit. All right, all right. One, why do we need turtles? What do we need turtles for?
Oh, you don't know about what's it called? The Turtle Master Potion and the Turtle Helmet.
No, I know. I know.
The Turtle Master Potion, which gives you like what's it called? Resistance 4 and slowness 4 for like 5 seconds, so you can survive one really big hit, but you can't move at all. And then the Turtle Helmet, which gives you I think it gives you water breathing or it gives you like really high respiration. I can't remember. It's one of those
There
two.
wasn't there already a fucking enchantment for water breathing?
No, it was aqua. No, no, it's respiration.
Aqua
Respiration.
affinity.
No, aqua affinity is a mining. Respiration. Respiration is the one for you breathing longer.
Okay.
Uh,
Why do we need
but
like 3,000 different kinds of tropical fish?
well, so pufferfish are used for poison.
No,
I think.
tropical fish. Tropical fish. Not
Oh,
puffer fish.
tropical. That's a great question. Well, they just look pretty, I guess. There's no real reason.
Here, you know, useless. Useless. We didn't need that. Minecraft is a solved game. It is fixed. It was perfect a long time ago. And now they keep adding random bullshit to it. So Minecraft sucks now. The Minecraft movie sucks. It was the time to make it was literally 10 years ago. This movie is 10 years out of date. The game itself was publicly available for longer than these children have been alive. So Minecraft is done. You know, we don't need Minecraft. We don't need a Minecraft movie, okay? Um and we're going to go to the ad break because I'm still pissed off that they even thought this was a good idea. This podcast is sponsored by Amanda Redwine, your no-nonsense talk therapist and parent coach. Serving individuals and couples in both Illinois and Florida for counseling/therapy, as well as worldwide for parent coaching. Amanda's specialty is working with teens and young adults, as well as their family systems. Amanda has extensive experience working with youth who identify on the LGBTQIA+ spectrum. She has also done couples work based on a foundation of the Gottman method. She brings a light, no-nonsense approach to treatment that is approachable and empathetic. She is unflappable and makes her clients comfortable from the very beginning. Find out more at www.amandaredwine.com. That's AmandaRedwine.com. Thank you again for sponsoring this episode, and back to the show. All right, we're back, idiots. Speaking of idiots, Danny, I think we need to talk about the most important news right now, currently, and that is that we're all fucked. Economically, we're fucked. We're so fucked. We're so fucking fucked.
I haven't been keeping up with it, but I believe you. That sounds about right.
So, since Trump started fucking with the fucking economy, some of my better performing stocks, right? I did some math on this. Some of my better performing stocks have gone down literally 20%. Like they're like it's a diversified ETF, right? I'm using Schwab Growth as an example, right? Schwab Large Cap Growth is my stock that we're gonna look at because it's pretty representative of like how the large cap market is doing. You know, it's a little over invested in tech, but you know, tech's usually pretty good. It's down almost 20%. I at market closed, it was 22.87, and I think I bought some of my stocks at around 28.50. So that's almost a 20% difference. We're fucked. We are absolutely fucked. Donald Trump is fucking our country, and he's 100% doing it because Russia told him to. He's 100% doing that because Russia fucking told him to do it, and we are losing the fucking economic powerhouse that we used to be, and I don't think it's fucking recoverable. I really don't. I think we're so fucked, and I think China is going to be the one who controls the entire planet. As fucking loath as I am to say that, because I hate the Chinese government, I think all those communist bastards should go right to fucking hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I cannot fucking stand filthy fucking degenerate communists. There's nothing I can't stand more than fucking disgusting, degenerate, idiotic fucking communists. But because Donald Trump, Xi Jinping, and Vladimir Putin are all working together to destroy America, that's what we're going to get. We're going to be controlled by China. So congratulations, Republicards. You've literally handed the control of the fucking economic state of the world to the fucking Chinese. You goddamn imbeciles. I hope you all are fucking... I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, so he literally got the algorithm that he made the tariffs on from ChatGPT. It's the formula he used was like, what tariffs do they have on us minus the goods imported, and they couldn't even get that right from what I've heard. So like the ChatGPT, if you like plug that in to ChatGPT and like, or Grok, for example, Grok, I've heard, has had some biting things to say about the tariffs and has been saying that they're fucking stupid and that he implemented them wrong. But yeah, no, he's destroying the country. Tariffs are the dumbest fucking economic policy possible. And everyone who voted for Donald Trump thinking that they would save the economy should probably kill themselves out of like Darwin Awardness, right? To make sure they don't pass on their genes, because they're fucking idiots. And yeah, and they shouldn't breed. I you shouldn't breed. Don't have children. Don't pass on your genes. Yeah. So either castrate yourself or perish before having children. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Merry fucking Christmas. Um but yeah, no, I think that these tariffs are going to completely fuck us. Again, 20% drop in stocks. If you can tolerate the risk, I mean, I don't know. Trump is retarded, but he's usually the suggestible kind of retarded. So maybe he'll drop the tariffs. So if you want to buy the dip right now, do it, right? If you can tolerate the risk, but there's no saying where the floor is on this thing. Like, it can keep going down and down and down, potentially forever. Potentially forever. So, you know, if you want to buy the dip and you know, tolerate the risk. But I don't know. Like, I wouldn't even put you know, some of my money's in like money market funds that are based on the US Treasury. I don't even know if I can trust those anymore, because like full faith and credit of the United States government, like that fucking matters. We have a fucking retard in office. We have a legitimate psychological fucking diagnosable retard in office. So, like, what are we gonna do? If you like if you gave Donald Trump a psychological IQ test, even for his age, he would be mentally handicapped. Like, severely mentally handicapped. And like, he would have been that way for a long time because he's always been retarded. He's like one of the only presidents to win a Razzie. Maybe Reagan's won a Razzie before. He might have. Reagan Razzie Award. I mean, Reagan was a pretty shit actor. No, Reagan was, the movie Reagan was nominated for an actor, or for Razzie Awards. But I don't know if Reagan himself was. Like, because Reagan used to be an actor before you know, before he was the governor, and then he became president. Kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, except Arnold is fucking awesome. You like Arnold, Danny? You like Arnold? You
I
like
love the
Arnold?
Governator.
Ah,
I love the Governator.
the Governator. I'm going to sign the policy into law. Ah! You know, fucking everybody loves the Governator.
I
Everybody
don't
loves
know
motherfucking
what he did
Governator.
in office, but yeah, I love the Governator.
He's great. Probably one of the last good governors that California's fucking had. Gavin Newsom, fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, we're fucked. But I'm rich, so I can just watch all the poor idiot retards in this country fucking starve. Danny, you might be fucked. So I would
It's alright.
try,
I don't really eat a lot anyways, so like I'll be all right.
yeah. And you won't be like a good target for cannibals because you're kind of like not great meat. You're like your meat quality is kind of low. You're kind of bony. In like
Yeah,
you have
what
no ass, and like the ass is like the best meat. Like I don't know if you're familiar with like steaks or stuff. Probably not because you're poor, but like that's
yeah,
like the
I don't know what that is. It's crazy. Never heard
yeah,
of a
you
steak
know.
before in my life.
So steak is like meat, right? And you know, meat is
Like
like
I just survive off of like, baking cans that I find, I get like a knife or something and I like pry it open cuz I don't know what a can opener is either. And I
yeah,
get
you
next to like
find
my
like a
my garbage like fire, like the little garbage
gar-
can on fire type of thing.
garbage can on fire is a little bit fucking fancy for your taste. You use a Bic lighter and you burn the bottom of a
Oh
can
yeah,
of like
exactly.
Bush's
Yeah,
beans.
well that's how I do it. Yeah, yeah. And then like beans are like all I really know,
Yeah.
That's
So like imagine if like you got like the protein, but it was from like an animal. Like you can eat animals and stuff
you can
too.
eat animals? That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. It's like in Minecraft when you like kill an animal and they drop meat and you cook it. It's like that but in real life.
Ooh, that's what? Like I was wondering where all the animals have gone. I guess y'all found them before I did.
We did, sorry. You
Dang.
know.
There's no free range animals out there for me to find anymore.
Not in fucking metropolitan Houston where you live. No. Maybe some raccoons, you know.
I haven't seen any of these raccoons and everybody keeps mentioning.
Damn, they've even ran the raccoons out of your neighborhood? That's crazy. That's crazy
Uh,
work.
I like all I see are stray cats and dogs and I don't think I'm that hungry yet.
Not yet. Give it a month or two. Give it a month or two with this shitty economy, with this recession we're about to go into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll let's hope not, but we'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of recession, did you hear how much they're charging that Nintendo's charging for new games on the Switch too?
Probably too much if I had to guess. But I know the industry standard was going to $70. I don't know if they are jumping the new industry standard, because it was 60 for a long time, and then it started becoming 70 recently. Are they making it even worse than 70 or
90 quid for a
I
new
don't know
game.
what quid is.
90 pounds.
Okay, what
Pound
is
sterling.
a pound?
Uh
What is this foreign like funny money you're talking to me about right now?
so pound sterling used to be in England they used to say hey, this money is one of these notes is worth 1 pound of sterling silver. Um so that's going to be 80 so it's about $90 for physical copies and $80 for digital versions. Yes, I said virgins because that's what you are if you have a fucking Nintendo Switch. Um, and also, I think they're doing something with it where it's like it's a key code to have access to the game, right? It's a key code to let you download the game. You don't own the game anymore. It is $80 to pay for the privilege of downloading a game which they can now get rid of at any time.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how it was for like game like a lot of live service games like the crew and all that.
Yeah, but like with Steam and stuff, right? Like you've still got it downloaded on your fucking computer, right? Like that's if they decide to take down fucking KOTOR, for example, right? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, I still have that shit downloaded on my thing. I still have New Vegas downloaded. I still have Deep Rock Galactic. Well, Deep Rock Galactic is like multiplayer, but you know, Super Mega Baseball 3, right? I still have that, right? You know, but yeah, no, if the Switch does it the way that they're doing it with the Switch, they're fucked. So again, we come back to the theme of this episode, which is how could you think this was a fucking good idea? And the answer is money, and Nintendo fucking hates you. And I've been
Well,
saying this for years.
I've always been somebody who's not a big fan of Nintendo for several reasons.
Me too. I hate them.
Um, I know there's lots of Nintendo fanboys out there, and like they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I understand, but for
Yeah,
me,
they're
I'm
gonna keep
like,
eating their soy and buying Nintendo products and watching other guys fuck their girlfriends. Um, but for us, like real men out there who play real games on PC, you know, fucking, this is ridiculous because 100% now that they've announced that, no matter what the backlash is, their core fan base will still buy shit, and all the other game companies are going to go up right to that line and then go over it. GTA 6 will be $100.
well, GTA 6 might be worth $100 though.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Everyone who worked on like the original launch GTA 5 and like GTA Online, like almost everyone who worked on that is gone from Rockstar. It's the same thing that Steve Jobs had been fucking talking about for years, and that like every fucking business major can tell you is the problem, but like every fucking anyone will tell you is the problem because it's common fucking sense, and yet we keep falling, excuse me, into this. And
I
that's that.
think that what I've learned in the recent years, right,
Mm-hmm.
concerning like video game releases, is that like it's just not worth it anymore, at least in my eyes, to ever pre-order a game. Pre-ordering a game is just such a bad idea, like because kind of like what you're saying, right? You don't even know if you're gonna get a product that's worth it, and like lots of people that I guess care about like games being quality nowadays, they left in favor of people who only care about money.
Yeah.
So like for a game like GTA 6, like it might be like a game that you think is worth $100. Maybe it's a game that you don't think is worth $100. It's just that no matter what the game is, whether it's GTA 6 or whatever, just stop pre-ordering games. Like
For
there's
GTA 6 to be worth $100, it would have to not only be as good as the original GTA 5 and have an online that is as good as the original GTA Online. You would have to personally cook me a prime rib every Friday night that comes with a free fucking blowjob every single fucking Friday night for the rest of my goddamn life.
well,
Because no way in hell am I paying $100.
how do you like equate like I guess how valuable a game is to you? I think that me and my friends have talked about this before, and like I've always said like I use like the system where it's like after I finished a game, like how much time have I put in it versus how much money it cost, right? Like what's my
Yeah.
hours per dollar, I guess, ratio, right? And a game like GTA 5 has a pretty decent ratio because I think that you and I both have sunk hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we both, we're not out here buying shark cards or anything, so we only paid like uh like the base amount. I actually paid less because I had a what's called Game Pass, and then I bought the I guess next gen edition for like $10, right?
I got it both for free because my parents bought them both for me.
Okay,
So
yeah, but like if you would have bought it like around that time, let's say $60, like $60 for like how many hours you have if you like conservative, right?
conservatively, ooh, oof. Let's see my most played fucking game on Steam. Let's see my most played game on Steam. It's probably most played game. Super Mega Baseball 3, not even close. 60 hours in that. 61 hours in that. Not even fucking close. See, Jedi Survivor, 43.3 hours. Nope, not even fucking close. Star Wars The Old Republic, Star Wars: The Old Republic, I have 111 hours just on the Steam version. I've also played probably conservatively another 1 to 200 hours of it. I probably played more GTA 5 than Star Wars: The Old Republic. I would
So
say
yeah, so we'll say
like
100 plus
300, 400
hours.
hours.
Yeah, so yeah, so even more, like 300, 400 hours, right? So like your like hours per dollar ratio is like six, seven, $8 per hour per dollar that wait hours per dollar that you spent, right?
Yeah,
So like that's good, right? But h- we also have to consider there are really short games that I think are good enough experiences to justify being short and being the price that they are.
yeah,
Though for those games though, it's more like super artistic, like really like story games, right? That's kind of like the genre I'm thinking for those type
like
of games.
Bioshock One.
Yeah, like so you have like the two ends, right? Where it's either you want purely as much content as possible for your dollar, or you want like a really good like maybe short experience for
Yeah,
your dollar.
like Bioshock One is less than I beat it on stream in less than 6 hours. Yeah, and it's
Y- Yeah,
yeah,
but it's like a super solid game, right? So
yes,
though
one of the best
you
ever.
didn't put a ton of time into it, right? You would still say it's worth it, right?
Uh huh.
So like for GTA 6, are what do you for like if we're saying it's $100, right? And you put over 100 hours into it, what do you think it'll be worth it to you? What's your dollar to hour ratio? I think
Well,
1 to 1 is what I usually would say is a good deal.
I mean, now it's more complicated because wait, hang on. God bless me.
Uh,
Now it's a bit more complicated because I can start getting money back from these games. You know, because I'm streaming them, because I'm playing them. I'm putting videos on YouTube, right? I'm getting these videos. I'm getting the money back from these videos. So like with Black Ops, um, uh, uh,
Well, like,
Black
do you
Ops Two.
see
You know,
games as like it is a bit tough for you because I think you see games more as a lens for like, okay, I want to make content out of this, right? So it's like
mm-hmm.
not only does it if I buy this game, is it for like my enjoyment, but it's
Yeah,
also for the content I get to make out of it, right?
like the point is, or I guess Black Ops is a bad example. Ghosts, right? I had to rebuy Call of Duty Ghosts because I lost my Xbox copy somewhere, right? And so I had to spend like $20 on it for I got like a decent deal. I think I got it for around $20 on the Windows Xbox Game Pass store, and for that one, I made a video from that, and I made $180 from it. So just from that, just from that one video, I made $180. Plus, I did the entire campaign playthrough, but I'm not even uploading that for like another 2 or 3 months at least. So like I'm like well and truly like I made my money back from that purchase, right? But I don't make my money back from most of these games, right? So,
You see, I'm thinking about it, right? Like, here's how my perspective I think has changed over the years, right?
mm-hmm,
So kind of like what I was saying, like my philosophy for like the longest time has been, am I gonna get like a 1 to 1 dollar to hour ratio out of this game, right? And like
mm-hmm,
I get most of the games that I buy nowadays, or most of the games that I play nowadays are Game Pass, right? Like there's very few games that I am actually go out of my way to buy, right?
mm-hmm,
Which does kind of help a little bit because it's like I have a lot more freedom to try a game and not like it.
yeah,
There's a lot less risk involved. That's the nice thing about the Game Pass.
mm-hmm. That
But
is a good point.
as I am getting like more invested in like uh social, my social aspect of my life, like trying to do better at school, maybe trying to like work on like career type of things, right?
Mm-hmm,
I'm noticing that my time, like to me, is feels more valuable.
yeah.
So maybe the 1 to 1 ratio isn't quite like fair anymore. Maybe it's like, okay,
No, you
I
have
don't
to
have
look at it from an opportunity cost thing. This is
I don't
now you're
have
getting into business and
yeah, I
economics
don't
and shit.
have as much time to play these games. So every hour that I play, I want to feel like fulfilled, right? I don't want to
Yeah.
play hundreds and hundreds of hours of me grinding a game that I'm not even going to enjoy that much, like a lot of those hours, right?
Yeah.
Just for the sake of playing the game, right? Because I have other things that I could be doing, right? So like these hours that I play these games, this time that I invest in these games, need to be a better use of time than other things that I could be doing. So
Hmm.
like, and there's a lot of games where I'll start them for a little bit, and like I either won't play them because there's another game that comes out that's more interesting, or I just lose interest, right? And
Hmm.
I think if I just like look at my games list and I like scroll through it, I can kind of like see like which games like I subconsciously just drifted away from because it just didn't feel worth it, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah.
And with Game Pass games, it's a lot easier to do that. But if I'm spending like $100 on GTA 6, it really needs to like hit the mark for me, or else like I'm never like
That's true.
spending that much money on a game ever again, you know?
Yeah. And you're with GTA Online, if it's gonna be like GTA 5 Online was right off the bat, then you're buying a fucking another job. Basically, you're buying a fucking mortgage, dude, or
Well,
like you're buying like
like
a
like games like that are fun, but like it's fun to a point, and I don't want to feel like I'm not able to enjoy a game unless I have like the time to like put into it, if that makes sense, right?
yeah.
I do think with GTA 5, uh as somebody who joined real late, I was able to catch up in an amount of time that didn't feel like too much.
Hmm.
But like let's think of like live service games. Mo- like uh like the type of games like Overwatch, Fortnite, etc., etc.,
Destiny.
etc., right?
You got
De-
really into
de-
Destiny.
yes, Destiny's a perfect example of this as well, right?
Yeah.
Where those type of games like you are required to be invested enough to like keep up with like things that are happening,
Log in
or
every fucking day.
either log in every day or like log in every week or log in like
Especially with the battle
pretty
pass
often,
things.
right?
GTA 6 Online is gonna have a fucking battle pass.
Like if we ignore battle passes and we're just talking about like the gameplay loop, right? They with a lot of games nowadays, like Overwatch, like Fortnite, like this, like all those sort of like large live service games.
Yeah.
As somebody who doesn't have like the time to like get on and play 4 hours a day every day,
Yep.
like you're not able to be good. You're not able to compete. You're not able to like do those things because the game's constantly changing, right?
Yep.
Like imagine like people that are really good at like really old like Call of Duty games, right? Those games have never changed since like they stopped updating them, right?
Yeah. I
Those
was about to say
people
they did. There were some strats that were very very famous and very very viable that they did
exactly,
eventually
right?
patch out. But yes, you're right. Once they
Yeah,
stopped like supporting them, yeah, you're right.
yeah, like so like those games are static. So like let's say you stop playing the game for like a month, right? You get busy, you get really into work. You come back to that game, you can still feel confident that you're going to be able to compete because you didn't miss out on like
Yeah.
14 updates that happened in between, right?
But
And
with
those are things
GTA,
that I
you
think about a
know,
lot for like live service games like Fortnite and all that, right? I don't even want to get good at Fortnite because I know that if I get good at Fortnite and then I get busy for a month, I'll be bad at Fortnite again.
exactly,
And the same
exactly.
thing happened to me with Overwatch because I played Overwatch a whole bunch. I don't play it like at all anymore, and when I do play it, I play it very casually because I just don't have the time to care about it, you know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So like these are the types of things that I never thought about when I was younger, but like that are like the most important things if I'm gonna choose to play a game. And
Hmm.
with GTA 6, I'm gonna want to be a part of like I guess seasonal things where I want to be part of like special events and all that, right? But I don't want it to be like a second job, like how you said, right? I want it to
Yes.
feel like something that I can make decent progress on, and I don't have to like either miss out or spend money to catch up because that's
Yep.
that's all that's always the second option, right? It's always you grind a whole bunch or you spend money. Those are the only two options. I
That's
just
by
kind of
design.
I want a casual experience, right? I feel like it GTA 5 does have a lot of that. Maybe in the early game because I didn't play GTA super early.
Uh
When I
huh.
jumped into GTA, it was kind of set up in a way where it was like you could just there's a whole bunch of options, and it was like I wasn't really competing with people because I didn't really care. I was like, everybody's
The
gonna be ahead of
only
me
way to
anyways,
earn
right?
the only way to earn XP fast was to spam a mission like Rooftop Rumble or Coveted, and just do that every single fucking day, like 5 hours, like 5 6 hours a day. Like go to work or go to school in my case, come back home, grind that shit for like 6 hours a day, and you'd earn like maybe like 3 or 4 levels.
But
It
I
was
think that
not
my
a
experience with
very effective thing.
GTA 5 is different from like my my experience with like Destiny, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Destiny, I so much wanted to be a part of like the community, like pushing forward into like progression, right? And I wanted, and it's because like I was there at the beginning. And with GTA 6, if I want to be part of that like progression, like I want to be a part of like, okay, this is the thing for this week, this is the thing for this week, and it's like a community thing. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta like invest that time, and I'm we have to see if it's going to feel worth it to invest that time, or if I want to say this is kind of a little too grindy, this is a kind of a little too pay to win, this is a kind of a little too like not worth it. And it's
Yeah,
gonna be tough. I probably like I know I'm gonna play GTA 6, and I
we all
know
are. I'm at
it's gonna
least gonna stream it.
it's gonna be a bit tough though, because my go-to strategy for GTA 5 at least was I 100%ed I think the entire story before I even touched online that much.
That's not gonna work. By the time you do that, everyone's going to have whatever GTA 6's equivalent of the Oppressor Mark II is, because
That's
you know they're
yeah,
gonna have that
and
day
that's the tough
fucking
part,
one.
right? That's the tough part because I would prefer to just get the story completely out of the way. I I do hope that the story gets a little bit more love in GTA 6 than it did in GTA 5, like for
I don't know how you
post
could.
launch.
Okay, post launch, yeah, you're right. But
That
like, I
because
don't know
like
how you could put in more love than the like original story. Like the
well,
fucking
no, I'm
GTA
talking
5 got
about
so much
like
work put into it.
every single what's it called Rockstar game uh from Red Dead 1 all the way to GTA 6, like all like I'm not
Well, all
including
right,
the
Red
previous
Dead One
GTA's.
or Red Dead Redemption One,
Red
because
Dead,
Red
okay,
Dead Revolver
so
is
no,
Red Dead One.
Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, and then GTA 6, right? Because those are the ones that I would have played, right?
Yeah.
Out of all those games, the only one that got any like post launch like love for the story was Red Dead 1, Red Dead Redemption 1, right?
Yeah, Undead
And it
Nightmare.
was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that type of stuff as somebody who like enjoys like story expansions, right? Like I know we were talking about Borderlands 2 I think a little earlier, but like uh back whenever they did expansions like campaign expansions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like something like that for like GTA 6, right? Story mode, right? Or some sort of like something like that. I personally would really enjoy. Maybe it's not the biggest demand, maybe it's not the biggest like opportunity for money. Obviously, the best way to make money is just to make tons of really trash cosmetics. That's what we've learned in the
Yep.
past couple years.
Yep.
But
100%. 100%.
I
Get rid
hope
of
that
all the old.
I hope Rockstar like has enough love for like their game and their fan base and
They
like
don't. They don't. They've done exactly what Steve Jobs said they would do, and they replaced everyone who is passionate about game design with people who just want to make money. 100%. If there's anyone at Rockstar who is passionate, it is getting whipped and ripped and torn out of them and like burned to the fucking ground, because that's the cycle of business, baby. The way it starts is young new entrepreneurs who care about the product, create a business, and then it starts to grow and it like beats all the old industries because they're doing something new. And as they get bigger, they require more money people to run like the actual business side of things. And the people who are on the money side don't give a shit about the product. And eventually they make more money than the people who give a shit about the product. And it becomes more and more about making money. The passionate people leave, they go and create new businesses. The cycle begins anew. So, Apple itself started like this. Steve Jobs pointed out this fucking problem. He's been like, I've talked about this so many times. I've talked about this in like school applications and like everything. He created Apple to be a country of refugees, right? Or a company of refugees, where he took all these people who were not passionate about their jobs anymore, who were innovators, who were working on things that were really important, but have been forced out by people like Bobby Kotick, who took over fucking Activision, doesn't know a thing about playing fucking video games. Bobby Kotick wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between a PlayStation and a fucking Xbox. If you gave him a team of Harvard researchers, the greatest laboratory in the world, and a month, he still wouldn't be able to tell you the fucking difference, dude. But like, all these people who are like original Blizzard employees, right? Like the people who originally worked on like Warcraft 3 Reforged, right? Remember the guy from fucking do you remember the South Park episode where the guy plays Warcraft and like that photo of that guy has become a meme?
I probably do, but I'm not a terribly big South Park fan, so I can't
You've
say.
seen the meme. It's like the fat guy at his computer desk.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, I know that.
That guy is kind of based on a real guy, and he's like the director of like the Warcraft cinematics, right? Um, if you know Pirate Software, Thor, that guy who's like on YouTube Shorts a whole lot, he got in some hot water recently for being a trash World of Warcraft player.
Well, yeah, well, just so that like the I guess the episode doesn't go on too long. I suppose I
I
get what
mean,
you're
I don't
saying.
mind. I wanna talk about this. This whole episode is how could you think this was a good idea? And it's
I think that like we've covered it really like pretty much. I think that what it really is kind of like what you're saying, right? It's a transition from people who started in these industries like for the love of whatever it is, right? For the love of the game, for the love of making a product that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there are people out there that have started doing that, but just like you're saying, right? It's a cycle. It's cyclical where uh, a new person can start something with the intention of like, okay, I'm doing this because I love it. I'm doing this because like this is a passion of mine. And like
yeah.
slowly, it always gets a little corrupted, right? And you can see that with a lot of different companies, right? And you can
Mm-hmm.
even see that with like a franchise like that's been around for a really long time. Like Overwatch, for example. Like if you look at Overwatch way back in the early days, it felt a lot more passionate than now how it feels now, which is a lot more
That's
like cash
that's a
grab, right?
fucking low bar, and that's a really low bar because this was well into fucking Act Blizz's like shitty,
Well,
terrible
okay, but you have to
phase.
understand like devs and like the business owners are slightly different, right? The devs I feel like always were passionate about it. It's just
I don't think the devs gave a shit about Overwatch all that much. I'm gonna be honest with you.
uh well more so than the business owners though. Like the
Again, low bar, low fucking bar. This is
but like
again,
for uh like just I'm trying to think of other like companies like Bungie, I guess, right? Like Bungie, a lot of early Bungie games were like the Halo games, right? And now they're
mm-hmm.
making Destiny 2. You know what I mean, right? So
Yeah,
there is definitely a transition away from just purely for the love of the craft and more towards like for the money. I think that that's like why recently in the last couple years it's been the rise of the indie creator, right? But I
yeah,
think eventually as these indie creators grow big, just like with all the other companies, it's just gonna keep repeating, right?
yeah. But that's the cycle. That's the whole point.
You
Is
know,
it's cyclical, and
and I wish that like indie devs could make the type of products that AAA games like are able to without the financial I guess ruin if it is a complete failure
yeah,
because
like give that money
imagine
to fucking Lucas Pope, right? He's the guy
yeah
who made Return of the Obra Dinn.
yeah
Um,
just imagine like the type of things that we can get if it's like they have that money but they also still have the passion, they still also have like the integrity, right?
yeah, or the
Because I
guys who
think
made like
that
Project Wingman, right? Like Project Wingman had a pretty good Kickstarter. Um, I mean, it's kind of a niche field, right? It's
well see
arcade
that's
flight sims
yeah.
in the style of Ace Combat, right? Kind of a niche field, but it got a pretty solid kickstart. And like all the people who like worked on it, right? It was like mostly just a small team, but they were able to make all this money, and they were able to like take it and make it work. It is uh fully VR compatible. Um, it's on. I know it's on Xbox. I don't know if it's on PS5, but I know it's on Xbox. Um, the graphics are really, really, really solid. The models are all really good. It's like it looks like a AAA studio made this game, and so you give these indie studios this kind of money, and they can make some really good fucking projects, right?
Well, like you even think about like not even just indie developers, but like fans of games that like will make custom like maps and stuff for games, right? Anybody
Yes,
that anybody that makes a map for a game is doing free work, and they're
like
doing it
Dota in
because they're
Warcraft
passionate
3.
about it. They're not getting
Yeah,
paid for it at all. They're just doing it because they're passionate about it. Like those are the type of people where I'm like, man, like if they had that passion, but they had more resources, like the things that we could get, right? And we see it every now and then, like with with certain studios where like it kind of peeks through a little bit, but it is really hard to find like high end games that aren't completely soulless. I think the higher in the game, the more likelihood that it's going to be a bit soulless at a point, you know?
yeah. I would say one of the last games that I've purchased that I think had a lot of like real, real soul and like real effort put into it was Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and that was EA. So that's you know what kind of games they make, you know what they're up to, and they, man, it sucks. It sucks that like it could have been better. Honestly, that's the thing, right? Is it could have been fucking better, but it was. I mean, like it's
I
good enough, right?
I
And it
think that
was it
for
had
me,
soul.
I play a lot of games that are like single player, I guess forward. And with single player games, they're already like not as profitable as, live service, microtransactions, yada yada yada
Yeah,
yada yada.
yeah. Single
So
player
like
games like that.
just because they're not as profitable, they kind of have to be more passionate, right? So
Yeah,
there are a lot of single player games that I've played where I can tell there's a lot of passion in it, but any sort of like multiplayer game, uh and hopefully, GTA doesn't fall too much of a victim for this, like I think is to incentivize my money to prioritize like quality. So we'll see how bad it is with GTA 6, if it's even playable, but I
it
only
won't
time will
be.
tell.
It
Only
won't
time will
be.
tell, you know?
Yeah. Didn't you say you had something else you wanted to talk about?
I did have a story, but
Let's
I
hear it.
don't.
We have time.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll try to not to make this story too long.
No, it's fine. We have time. We have time.
I
Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, last weekend
Yep.
I was finishing up my paper. I had pretty much had it all written.
Uh huh.
Uh, because I had spent all day like writing and doing all this stuff. I was doing some editing. Uh, my brother and his girlfriend, they went over to volleyball with our friend, the one I was telling you about that followed the podcast account.
What's their name so we can shout them out, Danny?
Let's
Give the
not,
lucky
because
fan a nice little shout out. Come on.
you haven't heard the rest of the story yet, so let's not yet.
Oh, drama.
So like she was hanging out with him at volleyball. She came back after, and she was like, "Hey guys, my dad had his like I have a birthday party for him earlier, so we have leftover food, and I kind of am bored and I still want to hang out. So like if a couple of y'all guys want to come over, we can keep the party going, type of thing, right?"
Uh
And
huh.
I had missed volleyball, so I was like, you know what? I kind of do feel like socializing, but I still have my paper to do, right? At this point, I only have to do editing though, right? So like in max, I need like 20 more minutes,
Yeah.
because all I'm gonna do is just kind of tighten up like some lines, and that's it, right?
Yeah. I'm an edit as I go kind of person too, so I get that.
Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm down to go. You mind if I bring my laptop? Like, we're probably gonna be over there for like an hour max, something like that, right? So I'm like, I can eat some food and then do it. At this point, it's around like 10 to 11. So it's getting to that point where it's like I'm kind of crunching on time, but at the same time, I just kind of want to see where this goes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, for sure, come on over, right? Uh, Dylan and Monica, they end up staying. They didn't want to go, so it just is me and Andreas and our friend, right?
Uh huh.
we're going, and obviously, I didn't really think about it when we were driving over, but her parents are there, so I'm like, okay, let me say hi to the parents. She's cool. Her parents probably cool as well, right? So I say hi to them. We have food, and while we're eating, like while we're finishing up eating, she she comes over. She says like, hey, we're probably gonna have to. Well, my dad doesn't want y'all here anymore. Apparently, y'all might have to leave pretty soon. And I'm looking at the time. It's around like 11:25 to 11:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about 15 minutes away from home. So she's like, how much work do you need to do? And I said like about 20 minutes, right? And so I'm looking at the time and I'm just like, maybe if we go home like right now, I
Uh-huh.
could try to finish it at the house. I'd probably be like, kind of
In a tizzy.
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be a little bit of a rush. I was kind of preferring to finish it here. That way I didn't have to worry about the 12 p.m., right?
Yeah.
And this actually is very important because I'm blamed for this next part of the story.
Of course.
Because I brought the laptop, I I am partially at fault, But again, from what I knew so far, everything seemed fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "All right, that's fine. Uh, we can leave after you're done. Let me give you the Wi-Fi password and just try to finish as soon as you can." I'm just like, "All right," like I said, like 20 minutes. Hopefully, I can be done, right? So I sit down at the table. I'm like working on editing my paper, and they're sitting around the table with me. It's me, her, Andreas, and her mom was also there, right? Because her mom, I don't think had a problem with us. It was just the dad, and the dad was upstairs somewhere. Because apparently what happened was after we said hi to him, he messaged the mom, and the mom told her. So like he was like mad at us, and he was like messaging them about it. It's like, hey, like get rid of those people, right?
Yeah.
And so I say, okay, well, she says it's probably fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna lock in because this is kind of what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I get through about, I want to say like half of my paper is like done because I'm going from top to bottom, just making everything sound decent, sound good.
Uh-huh.
And around like I want to say like the 50-60% of the way through my paper while I'm like going line by line, like reading it, making sure it sounds good, changing certain things. We hear the dad come down the stairs. And he seems like he's like stomping, right? And I'm just like, all right, well, I'm probably not gonna be able to finish this. It looks like, it's not a great, I guess, situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of preparing. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can send my professor an email. I don't know. We'll figure it out later, right? At this point, I'm like, we'll
Mm-hmm.
figure it out when we figure it out. That
Yeah.
type of thing.
We'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But we are driving very, very quickly towards this bridge.
Yeah, exactly, right. And at this point, like I said, it was around like 11:25, 11:30 when she told me that. At this point, I want to say it's 11:42, right?
And this shit's due at 11:59.
Yes, right. So it's 11:42, and like in theory, if I leave right now, I'll probably get home like 2 minutes to spare. Not great, right? But
Not fantastic.
not fantastic, right? Um, but uh, he comes down the stairs, and I'm sitting to where I'm facing towards the stairs, so I can kind of like see as he kind of like starts kind of walking over. And she and Andreas are sitting like opposite me, so they're facing me.
Yeah.
As soon as Andreas and her kind of like start hearing him, they're already kind of moving. I just start packing up as soon as I hear that, right? So and because I have the laptop out, it's taking me a little bit longer than they are, right?
Uh-huh.
But he comes down, he's holding a gun, right? This is and then I'm like, okay, well now it seems not great. And then he cocks the gun. I'm like, all right, now it seems less great, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the mom's like, "Hey, like, what the heck are you doing?" She says, I don't know exactly what she says, but she kind of like says something. She seems upset that he brought a gun down. I
Yeah,
feel like
that's kind of perturbing, yes.
justifiably so, right? And he's like not like he's not holding the gun like horizontal. He has like just has it by his side, right? He's not like ready to shoot somebody, thankfully, right?
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it's not great that he just cocked it and that he's holding it at all.
Uh-huh.
He ends up shooting the bookshelf like right in front in front of him, right? Because he is like I want to say like 10 feet away from me.
Mhm.
she comes up to him. He shoots the bookshelf, and he says like I think he says two things. He says they got to get out of the house and it's past midnight. And there's that little small part of me in my brain that wants to be like, actually, it's not past midnight. But I was like, maybe let's not do that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that
discretion
wasn't,
can be the better part of valor sometimes.
you know. But there, like, do you not have that small voice in your head that sometimes is like, well,
That small voice is my entire personality, Danny. I was about to say, take it from the least discreet person you know, the most petty, most pedantic son of a bitch asshole you've ever met. 100% discretion can be the better part of valor sometimes. At least when somebody is already has the gun out, you know. You're not going to be able to
yeah,
outdraw him. If you can outdraw him, you can talk all the shit you want. But you know, motherfuckers you know, he's got you. He's you know, you're already shit out of luck, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. So like, I'm like, okay, my ears are ringing a little bit. I'm pack. I just finished. I about finished packing my stuff around that point,
Uh-huh.
and I kind of just like escort myself out, you know.
Uh-huh.
But talking to Andreas and my friend after the fact, they were like, "Man, you were so slow packing your stuff up. You were not you were so nonchalant." Which I'm not gonna lie, I was very nonchalant at the time because I was like, you know, it is what it is. I'm
I mean, you
because
don't want to freak the guy out who has a gun. You don't want to make any sudden moves.
because
That's
like
kind of a
the way that like Andreas tells me that it happened, right, is that as soon as he heard the gun cock, he was like out the door, right.
uh
The most he did was like throw something in the trash, right, on his way out. But he was saying that like I was packing up my stuff so slowly. And to be fair, I was like putting things in their proper place, right? I was like, oh, I want this to go in this section of my bag. This to go in this section of my bag. I wasn't uh, rushing as much as they think I should have.
uh
Uh, and I asked both of them this, and they both agreed, you know, that I was very slow.
of course. You know,
But I think that like my personality is like I'm not gonna let you bother me, which may not always be the smartest way to react to things. But
no. But again, you don't want to make any sudden movements when a guy's walking around with a gun and is clearly fucking unhinged and also maybe slightly mentally deficient.
I don't know. It's just in my mind I was like not. I guess I was not worried enough because I really was kind of just taking my time a little bit.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of
You
the
know,
day,
like
like
he said to leave and I was packing up. I was like, well, we're on the same page here. You know, like I don't think I need to rush too much. You know, like I'm gonna be out in like another 30 seconds. It doesn't matter if it's another 10, if like an extra 10 seconds is there, you know? Like it's going to be all right.
he already how far like at what angle so all right, describe it to me, right? So he's there, you're there on the couch. Where is the bookshelf in relation to you? How many
So like
degrees off?
I'm in a dining table, right? And
Yes.
he is in like I want to say like a little like living area kind of like, and it has like a
Mm-hmm.
bookshelf, right?
Yeah.
From where the gun went off, he's about 10 feet in front of me, right?
Okay.
Uh and his
Shit's loud,
attention,
right?
well, yeah, it is a bit loud, turns out.
It's way louder than you think it would be.
My ears were ringing for a second, but I at the time I was like, I'm just gonna go,
This
right?
is why we wear ear protection when we shoot guns, because I'm sure that was like a dinky little 9 mil. You know, imagine fucking blasting a shotgun in your own house. That shit will make you go deaf forever. You have lost your hearing privileges. You are
Yeah,
now you're going to be
so
saying mop, mop, mop for the rest of your fucking life, dude. You better learn that sign language real fucking quick, dog.
yeah, but like pretty much like I was so that all happens. I go outside. I had driven over with my friend, so
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "Hey," she went up to Andreas and she was like, "Hey, can you take Trey home?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And he kind
Wait,
of like and his first thing is he says, "Hey, get your ass in the car." I'm just like, "Hey, why are you mad at me? Like, let's calm down a second. Like,
but all right,
we're gonna get there, right?"
but like you didn't answer my question, which was like,
what angle was he relative to you? So if you're at his 12 o'clock, what angle
Well,
is the
yeah,
bookshelf?
he came towards me, right, and then he looked to my right, so like his left, right,
Yeah.
towards the my friend's mom,
Uh huh.
and then he kind of shot it down and to the left of him, if that makes sense, right?
Okay, so how far was the impact point from anyone?
Well,
Was it
because
just like
of
negligent trigger discipline, or was this like a
well,
warning shot?
the safety wasn't on. And he says it was an accident. I don't believe it personally. Um, and he shot like the bottom shelf of a bookshelf, right?
Uh huh.
So like imagine like the bottom shelf, like that kind of like level, right?
Okay. Yeah. So it was, according to him, a negligent discharge.
Yeah, let me tell you, he didn't flinch for somebody who accidentally shot a gun. Usually, I feel like you would, flinch if it was an accident. But
He's a Texan. If you flinch when you're shooting a gun, you're a fucking pussy.
well, again, if you flinch and it's intentional, that's yeah, of course. But if it's an accident, I would assume there would be some sort of like sign that was like, oh man, that was an accident. But he did not seem phased by the fact that he just shot the gun, and it kind of makes me think that it wasn't an accident.
That's fine. I He was probably on some kind of drugs. If I had to guess, he's probably on some kind of fucking drugs.
Or drunk, either or.
Either way, some kind of fucking druggie, some kind of fucking junkie,
Yeah,
fucking idiot.
but
You
yeah,
know.
on the way back to my house, it was very quiet on the ride back, and every single thing that I was thinking about talking to Andreas, I was like, you know what? I think I don't want to come off too casual to him because he seemed real freaked out, but at the same time, I was kind of already over it. Like as soon as I got out of that house, so
that
I was gonna
that is so funny. That is such a funny fucking thing because
right.
my mom always talks about how you're a complete fucking pushover and how you just let me walk all over you. And yeah, no, that's so you to just let someone shoot negligent discharge in front of you. How much did you jump? Right?
I didn't really jump. I was like, oh man, now I can't hear that much, and that was about my entire reaction. I
You're
was
just
more like
like
shocked
you
than
didn't
like scared or upset.
wait, so what did he say after that? You said he
Well,
said it was an
he's
accident.
he
What did he
started
say?
talking to her. Um, I can't remember exactly what he said. Like I said, I remember he said it's past midnight. They need to get out. And I don't know if he said anything else besides those two things. He might have said something after that, but again, my ears were a little ringing at that point.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I I would say I was more shocked than I was like, I guess, in fear. And maybe I just have a really bad fight or flight response.
Yeah, your ass would be so fucking toast if you like ran into a bear or something, dude. You'd be so fucked.
Yeah, but like yeah, like I was seriously like in the car and I was like I was about to bring up the food that we just ate and I'm just like I don't want to get kicked out of this car right now. I don't think he's in the mood for casual conversation. But I'm like I'm
Yeah.
already over it. So I was like how good are those leftovers, right? You know what I mean?
How yeah, I mean, I feel like Andreas had a right to be mad at you cuz you were kind of being fucking slow. You were kind of
Like
taking your
from
sweet
my
ass time.
perspective, I didn't feel like I was that slow. I from his perspective, apparently I was as slow as could be,
Oh,
you know?
for him, I'm sure you were you were slower than molasses in January. 100%. His ass is trying to fucking if he didn't have to worry about you, he would have been home by the time you put like one thing in your bag. He would have ski fucking daddled, you
Yeah,
know?
cause like she was like, "Hey, can you drive him home?" And he was like, "Yeah, get in the car, Trey, right?" And then I go over to like the passenger side, and I was like, "Oh wait, can I have that book that you're holding?" Cause like she had grabbed one of my books, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, "I need that book. You never know." Like
Jesus fucking Christ. All right. Low key, the fact that you are like so non-reactant to that low key, I might actually, if you can learn to shoot straight, because I don't think you've ever shot your gun before. If you can learn to fucking shoot straight,
well, I shot a BB gun, but that's about as much as I've ever done,
I mean,
which isn't great, but it's
yeah,
something.
I don't know.
if you can learn to shoot straight, fucking, I might actually want you at my back in a firefight, because like I would have been, you know, I don't know what I would have done actually. I
It's
probably
one of
would have
those
been like,
things where
"What
like
the fuck, you retard! Don't shoot a gun indoors." Or I would have fucking tackled him or gone for my gun or maybe thrown the table at him. That'd have been funny.
well, the thing is like I have a history of dealing with like I guess ridiculous people doing ridiculous things, not necessarily with a gun, but so I was like, it's like it happens.
How desensitized did she seem? Because I feel like that's the deciding factor.
Well,
How
she was second out of the house, and then I was third out of the house. So like,
does this? Did you notice
him
any
and
other bullet holes in the house?
I asked her about it afterwards, and she was like, "No, this doesn't usually happen." And they had like and apparently like they ended up calling the police and doing all this other stuff after we left. And I'm like, okay, well, it seems like a weird escalation to have happened. It's obviously not a great first impression of your
No, it's
house.
not a great first impression. I would
I
be a
messaged
little
her
embarrassed if
and
I
I
was
was
him.
like, you know what? Next time, maybe you just hang out at our place next time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but then you're the one with a gun, so then you have to do it. You have to shoot the bottom shelf of your bookshelf. Maybe you can shoot through those stupid Assassin's Creed books you like so much.
they're already, in storage. I already packed them up. They're not here anymore.
Oh damn, he's already ready to move out. Holy shit.
Well,
Holy shit.
I've packed like half my stuff in storage. There's the other half of stuff that I kind of need to use every day, but
Well, yeah,
I,
of course, duh.
once I'm ready to move out, I probably could get rid of stuff too. There's a lot of stuff I don't think I need anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's just kind of hard to go through everything. You gotta put a lot of time in to see
yeah. That's a lot.
what you
That's a
should.
lot.
I haven't done all that, but
Yeah,
I whenever I am moving out and I'm cleaning out my closet, then I can look at every shirt real closely and I'm gonna be like, do I really need this shirt?
yeah, yeah. I feel that. I feel that.
So like until that day comes, it's like I'm fine with my closet being absolutely full with random trash. It's not like it's doing anything for me.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah,
Yeah, but that was my story, and let me tell you, after the fact, I was like, at least I got a story out of it, right? And I got some
yeah,
good food, right? So in theory, I actually I profited, right? Because
yeah.
think about how boring that day would have been if that didn't happen, right? I just would have been doing my paper all day, and now I can look back at that day and I can go, I ate some good food,
And I
and I
almost got
have
shot.
and I have a really good story.
You know what? Maybe that's
You know,
fucking.
so who's really losing? I think I'm all up on that day.
You know what? You're right, and I think that's a good place to end the episode. I don't think we need to do a big red button today. I don't think we need to. I think we. I think that's a place to end it. Holy shit! And you know what? It's on theme because how could he think that was a good idea? Great job, everyone.
Well,
Oh man.
if it's the theme, that's what matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. How do I know you didn't coordinate that and like, get him to do that, get him in position and how do I know he's not a paid actor?
Well, you see, like that's why I told you, like me bringing my laptop was kind of the catalyst for it all, because that's why we stayed in later.
Did you get the paper in on time though?
Oh, so here's you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot that. So I submitted the paper at like 12:20, right? A little past the due date.
Did you tell your professor you almost got shot?
I did, and then she was like, "No problem," you know, like don't worry about it. And I said, "Thank you, thank God." You know what I mean? So
I
it all worked out.
I mean, you know what? I feel like most professors are pretty reasonable to almost getting shot, right? I've had to miss some class for having the flu most of the time this a couple weeks ever since I was back from spring break. I had to miss a couple of classes for being sick.
Mhm.
And man, that if they're that reasonable when I just, have the flu and stuff, they're really fucking reasonable for when you almost got shot. But yeah, I hope
Well,
you got a good grade on it. I hope your edits
uh,
were good.
it's a big class. It'll probably take a minute, to grade
Can you
everything,
wait?
but I'll
Can
let
you
you know.
please can we like hang on? Can we pause the recording and I need you to read the email that you sent to your professor? Can we end it with that?
Well, you know what? Give me just a second. I'll find it.
Here, we'll pause. We'll pause the recording real quick. We'll be right back. All right, Danny, read this bitch. Read this email, please.
All right. We're back. We're good.
Yes.
All right. So, right here, the title is "Late Book Report Submission." Right. And
Very
then
nonchalant title. Very nonchalant title.
when I said, "Hello, Professor. I would like to inform you about my unfortunate circumstance that led to my late submission. I have left the details below, and then below I said, apologies for submitting this past midnight, and I hope you can still accept this for a grade despite the minor delay. I had to relocate while finishing the editing due to a potential gun scare, so that contributed to the late submission.
Potential gun scare is understatement of the fucking century, by the way.
I would like to inform you that I am safe as well, but I hope due to these unusual circumstances that you can forgive my tardiness for this submission." And then I just put my name and my school code.
I would have added a little bit more just to be like, due to
Well,
almost getting shot. You
Well, I think
gotta-
I think that like this reply kind of also shows you how I kind of thought about it. I was like, ah, it was a potential gun scare, that's all right.
All right, all right. What was the reply? What was the reply?
Oh, the reply. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I want to. I want to hear what your professor said, please.
Uh, she didn't say a lot. She just said absolutely no problem. I'm glad you are okay, and then she just put her name. That's all she said.
That's yeah. You really undersold that. You really undersold that. That's fucking hilarious. Oh man. All right. That is the perfect place to end it. I want to thank you guys all for listening. If you want to, get shouted out at the end of every episode and in the description, head on over to our Patreon. You can join our $3 tier where you hear part 1. So up to where we stop talking about the Minecraft movie, hey, there you go. Up to the first ad break. That's something right there. Wait, what do I mean first ad break? There wasn't a second one. Sorry. Up to the ad break where we talked about Minecraft and Minecraft movie. We did all that, and you can hear that early. But if you join our $5 tier, you can hear the whole episode early and ad free, and you get access to all of our movie commentaries. So eventually, when the Minecraft movie finally comes out on streaming, we can fucking
I'd be down to do that, to be honest.
can we do a drinking game where we take a shot every time we cringe?
Um.
How
We might
bad
have
do you
to
want to
workshop
die?
that.
How
We
bad do
might
you want
have
to
to
die?
workshop that idea. I'm down to drink, but I think we need a better way to 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 say it. You know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, all right. But yeah, stuff like that. Danny fell asleep during Die Hard. You can watch that. You can fucking we did National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Why am I only thinking about Christmas ones? We did the first 2 Transformers movies. That was fun.
We
That
did
was pretty
robots.
funny.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we did robots, and I wanted to fuck the robots. It was awesome. Yeah, so patreon.com/IIHS podcast, links in the description. We also we are on social media. We are at IIHS podcast on Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Blue Sky. Those are the 4. Those are the only 4. We're not on Twitter. Fuck Elon. He's a moron. Elon, more like moron. Elon Musk, more like Elon is really fucking stupid and ugly. Got him.
Got him.
Fucking got him, chat. Fucking got him. And yeah. So fuck Elon Musk. Yeah. We're not on Twitter. Fuck Twitter. Yeah, so you can find us there. On YouTube, we try to have all these episodes up the same day. I think we're gonna have this one up because it's under 2 hours. So I think we're okay. I think we got it. I think we got it, chat. So we'll have it up. We'll have it up there. So yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. If you have any suggestions for topics, any questions you want us to answer, if you just want general updates about the show, that's the best place to go for all those things. Fuck, we gotta end the episode. I'm dying. At IIHS Podcast. IIHS Podcast, all one word. Fuck, help me. My name is Kale. I've been incredibly influential.
My name's Danny, and I've been highly successful.
We'll see you next week. God help me. Ah!